the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina.
I love the Lumbee tribe. So this is their first big step, right?
This would be a huge step for them.
Yeah, they were with me all the way. They were great. North Carolina, Lumbee tribe. And you'll send them a copy of that?
Yes, sir.
They were great. Okay.
If you'd like, I could get them that pen, sir, as well.
Yeah, let's do that.
Next, we have a set of pardons for peaceful pro-life protesters who were prosecuted by the Biden administration for exercising their First Amendment rights.
Do you know how many?
I believe it's 23, sir.
23 people were prosecuted. They should not have been prosecuted. Many of them are elderly people. They should not have been prosecuted. This is a great honor to sign this. They'll be very happy because they're all in prison now.
Some are out of custody.
It's ridiculous. Okay.
Lastly, sir, we have an executive order ordering the declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years, for decades. And everything will be revealed. Okay?
Yeah, what's in the dark will come to light. I think that's the scripture, and that's in the Bible.
Do that too. RFKG.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mr. President, a U.S. judge temporarily blocked the birthright citizenship order. Do you have any reaction?
No, obviously we'll appeal it. They put it before a certain judge in Seattle, I guess, right? And there's no surprises with that judge.
Mr. President, Senators Collins and Murkowski have now said they will vote against Pete Hegseth. Are you worried about his confirmation and your reaction?
And no surprises there. It's too bad. It's just the way it is. Too bad.
And when would you adjourn Congress to make recess appointments, Mr. President?
Well, I'd take a look at that. I'd listen to John Thune. He's doing a fantastic job. We're moving along. The Democrats are trying to delay government, as they always do. They can't help themselves. Even John Ratcliffe, who's very, very strong, very popular, and liked by the Democrats. I guess he gets a lot of Democrat votes. That's taking a long time, and it shouldn't be taking a long time. They're maxing everything out so they can delay everything as much as possible.
So does the plan support an effort to use recess appointments if you choose to do that?
I'd be willing to use recess appointments. It's up to John. We'll see. John Thune's a great guy, great senator, knows his stuff inside out and backwards, but I would use recess appointments if he wants to do that. Absolutely.
Mr. President,
The Democrats are just delaying. They always delay.
Mr. President, you spoke with the Saudi Crown Prince yesterday.
Who?
The Saudi Crown Prince. How was the call?
Right.
They said $600 billion can exist.
600. I'll ask him for $1 trillion.
He said you can ask for $1 trillion. Will Saudi Arabia be the first foreign country you will visit since they invest in that much?
Well, if they do that, I would. Yeah, I would be glad to do that. I did it, as you know, 4 years ago. We did $450 billion, meaning the money all goes to American companies, and they purchase jets and they purchase computers and everything else. And we did $450 billion, and I guess we're at 650. I'll see if I can talk him into it.
Again, you showed great confidence in Steve Witkoff. why you said that you doubt that the ceasefire in Gaza will hold, since you appraised his
I think it's
efforts?
great, but it's a very tricky place. It's very tricky. We'll say, and if something does happen, they will not be happy.
Sir, in terms of Steve Witkoff, are you going to put him in charge of Iran's strategy, and do you want him talking directly with Iran?
No, but he's certainly somebody I would use. He's done a fantastic job. He's a great negotiator. He's a very good person, a very popular person. Gets along with people. I have great negotiators. They have no personality whatsoever, and then I have some that do. Steve has a wonderful way about him, and people like him, and even in this case, both sides like him. And he was able to make a deal. That deal would have never been made without Steve. The Biden people couldn't make the deal. They were working on it for a year and a half. They couldn't make a deal. We got it done prior to the inauguration. We said it has to be before the inauguration. The deal should hold, but if it doesn't hold, there'll be a lot of problems.
To your AI, just hours after you made that big Stardate announcement, Elon Musk tweeted that they don't actually have the money. Is that true?
I don't know if they do, but they're putting up the money. The government's not putting up anything. They're putting up money. They're very rich people, so I hope they do. And Elon doesn't like one of those people. So
AI is going to replace many American jobs.
No. It's going to create tremendous numbers of jobs. It's going to also create a lot of benefits medically for cancer research and other things. It's going to have a huge positive impact. And, we want to be ahead of China. We're right now way ahead of China. David Sachs is one of the all-time experts, that people are amazed that he just met him. I don't know if he's still here every year. But one of the most respected people in that world. It's a whole different world. And we're ahead of China now because of what I'm doing. And I think it's going to be very successful.
Mr. President, please, you just asked the Davos Forum again that NATO countries should spend 5% of GDP on defense. Yeah. The United States don't spend 5%. You think it should also apply to the United States?
We're protecting them, They're not protecting us, we're protecting them. So I don't think we should be spending. I'm not sure we should be spending anything, but we should certainly be helping them. They should up.
Hey, I think that was a lie right there. They're not protecting us. They are protecting themselves. And once again, I think that was a lie. They're not protecting us. Not at all. They're protecting themselves.
They're 2% to 5%, yeah.
Mr. President, you said earlier during your speech at Davos that you would like to see interest rates come down. How much would you like to see them come down before you talk with Powell?
I'd like to see them come down a lot, and oil prices will come down. And when oil prices come down, everything's going to be cheaper for the American people and actually for the world, but for the American people. So I'd like to see oil prices come down. And when the energy comes down, that's going to knock out a lot of the inflation. That's going to automatically bring the interest rates down.
Are you worried that there's too much going on at once if you're trying to bring interest rates down and get the economy back going?
It just works that way. It just economically works that way. When the oil comes down, it'll bring down prices, then you won't have inflation, and then the interest rates will come down.
You said that you would demand that the interest rates come down.
Well, I would put in a strong statement.
Do you expect the Fed to listen to you?
Yeah.
Are you going to talk to Powell about this and bringing the rates down?
At the right time, I would.
Sir, the people you pardoned that were participated in the January 6, 2021 event, do you plan to meet with any of them or meet with them at the White House?
I don't know. I'm sure that they probably would like to. I did them something important, but what they did is they were protesting a crooked election. People understand that also. And they were treated very badly. Nobody's been treated like that. So I'd be open to it, certainly. I don't know of anything like that, but I think they're going to meet in some of the congressmen, women, want to meet. But I'd certainly be open to it.
Have you spoken to them since you issued pardons?
I haven't spoken to any of them yet, but I know they're very happy.
Mr. President,
I gave them their life back. Their life was taken away from them unnecessarily and unfairly. I gave them their life back, so I can imagine they probably would like to.
Mr. President, when you said that Biden took bad advice and not pardoning himself yesterday?
Well, he did. I think he did because pardon all these people that are crooked as hell. Look, the congressmen, they're crooked. What they did is because they destroyed evidence. When you destroy evidence, especially criminally like that, they did it criminally. And the reason they destroyed the evidence is because it proved that 2 years of nonsense, they come up with...
All politicians are crooked. Yeah, my bad. I had to stop that for a second. But yeah, all politicians are crooked. I mean, everybody's crooked, man. You know what I mean? But politicians especially.
Tremendous evidence, and they destroyed evidence. And Schiff knew about it. That's why he's on there. He knew all about the destruction of evidence. A lot of people said he's the one that got him to do it. And he's a crooked guy, totally crooked politician. And so he's pardoned, and some other people are pardoned. And these are crooked politicians, every one of them. Benny Johnson, what he did is incredible. Well, I mean, he was the leader of the committee, and he did it. Cheney, crying Adam Kinzinger, all of them. They destroyed evidence and deleted everything. There's nothing. There's no evidence now. They're crooked politicians, and they should be punished. That's even in a civil trial, you go to jail for a thing like that. They destroyed every document, from what I understand, every document, because it proved that I was totally innocent.
Does it plan to send up to 10,000 troops to the southern border?
No. Oh, southern border?
Yes,
When
the
you
border.
say southern border, when I said 10,000 troops, I was referring to the capital.
Oh, I see. And when do you plan
I
to do that?
offered 10,000 troops for the capital before January 6th.
And as for the 1,500 at the southern border, sorry to clarify, what exactly do you want them to be doing right now?
Making sure that the border is safe and secure and that criminals don't come into our country.
Mr. President, do you think that sanctions on Russia will force President Putin to negotiate?
I don't know, but I think he should make a deal.
Mr. President, does it bother you that Elon Musk criticized a deal that you made publicly, that he said that he tweeted that?
No, it doesn't. He hates one of the people in the deals.
Have you spoken to him since then?
No. Well, I spoke to Elon, but spoken to all of them, actually. No, the people in the deal are very, very smart people. But Elon, one of the people he happens to hate, but I have certain hatreds of people, too.
Sir, on China, what do you think Xi Jinping can do on the Ukraine-Russia war?
Which one?
The Ukraine-Russia war, what can Xi Jinping do about that?
China?
Yeah.
They have a lot of power over Russia. They supply energy to Russia. And Russia supplies energy to them. They supply other things to it's really a very big trade. It's a very big trading partner. But Russia supplies a lot of energy to China. China pays them a lot of money for that. And I think they have a lot of power over Russia. So I think Russia should want to make a deal. Maybe they want to make a deal. I think from what I hear, Putin would like to see me, and we'll meet as soon as we can.
I'm telling you right now, this is the beginning of the New World Order. One world religion. This is what this all leads up to right now. All the world leaders coming together under one umbrella. All of the world leaders coming together under one umbrella.
I'd meet immediately. Every day we don't meet, soldiers are being killed on a battlefield. And that battlefield is like no battlefield since World War II. That's
Ukraine was...
and I have pictures that you don't want to see. soldiers are being killed on a daily basis at numbers that we haven't seen in decades. It would be nice to end that war. It's a ridiculous war.
You said that Ukraine's ready to make a deal. Did President Zelensky tell you that personally?
Yeah, sure. He's ready to negotiate a deal. He'd like to stop. He's somebody that lost a lot of soldiers. And so did Russia. Russia lost more soldiers. They lost 800,000 soldiers. Would you say that's a lot? I'd say it's a lot.
You said that you wanted to make Dr. King's dream a reality. What's your response to his children and civil rights leaders who say that your DEI orders are a contradiction of his dream and could further drive racial
Well, I haven't heard that.
Mr. President, you put the Houthis back on the terror list. How do you see the war in Yemen end?
Well, we'll see what happens, but they can't shoot down our ships, the Houthis.
Yes.
You can't shoot down our ships, or any ships, and that's what they've been doing. So they're on the terror list.
You know what? Forget the ships. They have drones. They have assassin drones. That's what we call them. Assassin drones. Until I find a new term for them.
That's not good for them. Well, I'm not going to answer that, obviously. I'm not saying that, but very high-level people. But hopefully that can be worked out. Look, Iran, hopefully will make a deal. And if they don't make a deal, I guess that's okay, too.
Mr. President, just to follow up, you said you think the Fed should listen to you. Can you elaborate on why you think it should?
With regard to interest rates?
Correct, yes.
Because I think I know interest rates much better than they do. And I think I know it certainly much better than the one who's primarily in charge of making that decision. But no, I'm guided by them very much. But if I disagree, I will let it be known.
Sir, your tariffs plans for China and Mexico are much tougher. The ones for Canada and Mexico are much tougher than the one for China. Why is it softer for China?
Well, China's already paying a lot of tariffs because of me. And when you add them up, they're paying a lot. They paid hundreds of billions of dollars. They never paid 10 cents until I came along. When I came along, they've paid hundreds of billions of dollars. Never paid anything. And so they've already started at a higher base.
Is February 1st the date for Chinese tariffs as well, sir? February 1, or was that just Mexico and Canada?
It's Mexico and Canada, but we're talking about China too. But China's sending us tremendous amounts of bad drugs, fentanyl, really bad stuff. Most of it comes through Mexico. And we're losing, I think, 300,000 lives a year because of that. People say 150, 100, 120. I think 300,000 lives a year. Those are old numbers. The lower numbers are low number. And we can't have that. They've got to stop sending it. I had a deal with President Xi, but it was a deal that wasn't followed up by Biden, of course, where they were going to issue the death penalty to people that make fentanyl, and that would have stopped it. But we'll have to stop it with tariffs. Okay, thank you very much, everybody.
So we're going to be. This is an executive order on AI. We're basically announcing the administration's policy to make America the world capital in artificial intelligence and to dominate and to lead the world in AI.
Do you want to say your name, your full name?
David Sachs, AI and Crypto Czar.
David is one of the greatest in the world at AI. Most respected, probably, there is. So that should take us to the forefront, right?
Absolutely. We got to win.
Okay. Thank you. And this, David, is?
This is the Crypto EO. We're going to be forming an internal working.
Also, I heard he was supposed to be getting rid of our civil rights. That's just on another topic, though.
To make America the world capital in crypto under your leadership.
Which is this guy. He said, "How did you get David Sachs? How did you do that?" And he's doing it for the country more than anything else. So we appreciate it, David. Thank you very much.
This is an executive order establishing a presidential commission, an advisory commission on science and technology. Basic idea is to get together top people from government, the private sector, technology industry, as well as educational institutions, to make sure that America maintains its leadership position with respect to science and technology development in the years ahead.
Good. That's great.
Next, sir, we have a presidential memorandum encouraging departments and agencies in your government, including the Department of the Interior, to promote federal recognition of the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina.
I love the Lumbee tribe. So this is their first big step, right?
This would be a huge step for them.
Yeah, they were with me all the way. They were great. North Carolina, Lumbee tribe. And you'll send them a copy of that?
Yes, sir.
They were great. Okay?
If you'd like, I could get them that pen, sir, as well.
Yeah, let's do that.
Next, we have a set of pardons for peaceful pro-life protesters who were prosecuted by the Biden administration for exercising their First Amendment rights.
Do you know how many?
I believe it's 23, sir.
23 people were prosecuted. They should not have been prosecuted. Many of them are elderly. They should not have been prosecuted. This is a great honor to sign this. They'll be very happy. So they're all in prison now.
Some are out of custody.
It's ridiculous. Okay.
Lastly, sir, we have an executive order ordering the declassification of files relating to the assassinations of President John F. Kennedy, Senator Robert F. Kennedy, and Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's a big one, huh? A lot of people are waiting for this for years, for decades. And everything will be revealed. Okay? Give that to RFK.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Okay, thank you.
Mr. President, a U.S. judge temporarily blocked the birthright citizenship order. Do you have any reaction?
No, obviously we'll appeal it. They put it before a certain judge in Seattle, I guess, right? And there's no surprises with that judge.
Mr. President, Senators Collins and Murkowski have now said they will vote against Pete Hegseth. Are you worried about his confirmation and your reaction?
And no surprises there. It's too bad, you know. It's just the way it is. Too bad.
And when would you adjourn Congress to make recess appointments, Mr. President?
Well, I'd take a look at that. I'd listen to John Thune. He's doing a fantastic job. We're moving along. The Democrats are trying to delay government, as they always do. They can't help themselves. Even John Ratcliffe, who's very, very strong, very popular, and liked by the Democrats. I guess he gets a lot of Democrat votes. That's taking a long time, and it shouldn't be taking a long time. They're maxing everything out so they can delay everything as much as possible.
So does the President support an effort to use recess appointments if you choose to do
I'd
that?
be willing to use recess appointments. It's up to John. We'll see. John Thune's a great guy, great senator, knows his stuff inside out and backwards, but I would use recess appointments if he wants to do that. Absolutely.
Mr. President,
The Democrats are just delaying. They always delay.
Mr. President, you spoke with the Saudi Crown Prince yesterday.
Who?
The Saudi Crown Prince. How was the call?
Right.
They said $600 billion they can invest.
600. I'll ask him for $1 trillion.
He said you can ask for $1 trillion. Will Saudi Arabia be the first foreign country you will visit since they invested that much?
Well, if they do that, I would. Yeah, I would be glad to do that. I did it, as you know, 4 years ago. We did $450 billion, meaning the money all goes to American companies, and they purchase jets and they purchase computers and everything else. And we did $450 billion, and I guess we're at 650. I'll see if I can talk him into it.
Once again, you showed great confidence in Steve Witkoff. Why you said that you doubt that the ceasefire in Gaza will hold since you embraced his...
I think it's great. But it's a very tricky place. It's very tricky. We'll see. And if something does happen, they will not be happy.
So follow up on that point, in terms of Steve Witkoff, are you going to put him in charge of Iran's strategy, and do you want him talking directly with the Iranians?
No, but he's certainly somebody I would use. He's done a fantastic job. He's a great negotiator. He's a very good person, a very popular person. Gets along with people. I have great negotiators. They have no personality whatsoever, and then I have some that do. Steve has a wonderful way about him, and people like him, and even in this case, both sides like him. And he was able to make a deal. That deal would have never been made without Steve. The Biden people couldn't make the deal. They were working on it for a year and a half. They couldn't make a deal. We got it done prior to the inauguration. We said it has to be before the inauguration. The deal should hold, but if it doesn't hold, there'll be a lot of problems.
To your AI, just hours after you made that big Stargate announcement, Elon Musk tweeted that they don't actually have the money. Is that true?
I don't know if they do, but they're putting up the money. The government's not putting up anything. They're putting up money. They're very rich people, so I hope they do. And Elon doesn't like one of those people. So
AI is going to replace many American jobs.
No, it's going to create tremendous numbers of jobs. It's going to also create a lot of benefits medically for cancer research and other things. It's going to have a huge positive impact. And, we want to be ahead of China. We're right now way ahead of China. David Sachs is one of the all-time experts, that people are amazed that he just met him. I don't know if he's still here. There he is. But one of the most respected people in that world. It's a whole different world. And we're ahead of China now because of what I'm doing. And I think it's going to be very successful.
Mr. President, please, you just asked the Davos Forum again that NATO countries should spend 5% of GDP on defense.
Yeah.
The United States don't spend 5%. You think it should also apply to the United States?
We're protecting them, They're not protecting us, we're protecting them. So I don't think we should be spending, I'm not sure we should be spending anything, but we should certainly be helping them. But they should up their 2% to 5%.
Yo, I think he's protecting the rich people.
Mr. President, you said earlier during your speech at Davos that you would like to see interest rates come down. How much would you like to see them come down before you talk
I'd
with
like to
Powell?
see them come down a lot, and oil prices will come down. And when oil prices come down, everything's going to be cheaper for the American people, and actually for the world, but for the American people. So I'd like to see oil prices come down. And when the energy comes down, that's going to knock out a lot of the inflation. That's going to automatically bring the interest.
Shit, the American people is like 60% celebrities.
Are you worried that there's too much going on at once if you're trying to bring interest rates down, get the economy back going?
It just works that way. It just economically works that way. When the oil comes down, it'll bring down prices. Then you won't have inflation, and then the interest rates will come down.
You said that you would demand that the interest rates come down. Do you expect
I would put in a strong statement.
Do you expect the Fed to listen to you?
Yeah.
Are you going to talk to Powell about this and bringing the rates down?
At the right time, I would.
Sir, does that mean any of the people you pardoned that were participating in the January 6, 2021 check? Do you plan to meet with any of them or meet with them at the White House?
I don't know. I'm sure that they probably would like to. I did them something important, but what they did is they were protesting a crooked election. And, people understand that also. And they were treated very badly. Nobody's been treated like that. So I'd be open to it, certainly. I don't know of anything like that, but I think they're going to meet in some of the congressmen, women want to meet. But I'd certainly be open to it.
Have you spoken to them since you issued the pardons?
I haven't spoken to any of them yet, but I know they're very happy.
Mr. President,
I gave them their life back. Their life was taken away from them unnecessarily and unfairly. I gave them their life back, so I can imagine they probably would like to.
Mr. President,
when you said that Biden took bad advice and not pardoning himself yesterday?
Well, he did. I think he did because he pardoned all these people that are crooked as hell. Look, the congressmen, they're crooked. What they did is they destroyed evidence. When you destroy evidence, especially criminally like that, they did it criminally. And the reason they destroyed the evidence is because it proved that I was right. They didn't destroy evidence for no reason. They destroyed it because they found many documents saying that I offered 10,000 soldiers if they had.
They destroyed the evidence because they are criminals. Hold on, once again. They destroyed the evidence because they are criminals. Like, what the fuck? Shit crazy.
500 soldiers or National Guard, there would have been no problem. If they had 200, that would have been, I offered 10,000 if they needed them. There would have been no problem. That's been now totally disproven. And it's also been disproven by Nancy Pelosi's daughter, who has her on tape saying it was her fault, that she has full responsibility for this.
Shit, Nancy Pelosi been around for a long time. I'm like 1990s, since the 1990s. I think 84. But Pelosi been around for a long time.
And they have all this stuff. They destroyed everything. And they go through a year and a half, 2 years of nonsense. They come up with tremendous evidence, and they destroyed evidence. And Schiff knew about it. That's why he's on there. He knew all about the destruction of evidence. A lot of people said he's the one that got him to do it. And he's a crooked guy, totally crooked politician. And so he's pardoned, and some other people are pardoned. And these are crooked politicians, every one of them. Benny Johnson, what he did is incredible. I mean, he was the leader of the committee, and he did it. Cheney, crying Adam Kinzinger, all of them. They destroyed evidence and deleted everything. There's nothing. There's no evidence now. They're crooked politicians, and they should be punished. That's even in a civil trial, you go to jail for a thing like that. They destroyed every document, from what I understand, every document, because it proved that I was totally innocent.
Is it just plan to send up to 10,000 troops to the southern borders now?
Yeah. Oh, southern border?
Yes,
when
the
you
border.
say southern border, when I said 10,000 troops, I was referring to the capital.
Oh, I see. And when do you plan to do?
This has been the only president with felony charges. This is crazy.
Troops to the capital before January 6th.
And as for the 1,500 at the southern border, sir, to clarify, what exactly do you want them to be doing right now?
Making sure that the border is safe and secure and that criminals don't come into our country.
Mr. President, do you think that sanctions on Russia will force President Putin?
Hey, everybody. It's Say We Live. And y'all funny in this chat. I'm I'm a sellout and an agent because I'm speaking on facts about Martin Luther King, but he's not an agent when he sold the whole black community out. So while y'all cutting me out, I'm gonna need y'all to be real disrespectful to Dr. Claude Anderson too. How about that? Because he's the one that told you that the civil rights movement actually messed up his family's black bus company. But y'all gonna tell me this shit was helping the black community? Boy, bye. And then, homie on here, first of all, let me get MX Network started before I get to getting to going in on folks, because y'all too old to be this damn ignorant. You really are. You too old.
All right. Fair use. Warning. Explicit content. Major warning. Major explicit content. So, fair use. All of the above.
Is ignorant. I got people in the chat, and bro, I want to say your name because you ain't got to never come back. Eric Boswell. You come around here talk about you love Nietzsche so damn much, and then your message today was like I said, I love you dearly. I don't do backhanded compliments, nigga. I love you dearly, but I will not be attending your show tonight. I think it's very disrespectful for you to me as an ADOS, but for you to be disrespecting Martin Luther King for many reasons. So why you ain't bring your ass up here, click the link, and then give your perspective. All of y'all and your emotions. Why don't you try clicking the link tonight and tell me where I'm wrong? I bet you can't do that because you got a bunch of colonized, damn conditioned minds that are going to speak the same shit to me that the white man put in your head about MLK, but you don't want to acknowledge the facts. What the fuck are you running for? I don't understand that shit. Nigga, keep your love. Please do. Like I said, I love you, but I'm not staying around for your life. Bye. If you was a grown-ass adult, what you would do is you would stay around for the live and you would click the damn link. Talking about this show I'm not sticking around for your show. This show is for you. That's what the show is for. Who you think the show is for? I had to say about MLK. This show is for those of you that are in the chat. That video, both my videos of Martin Luther King. I'm gonna go over here. We're gonna be real specific about it.
Hold on. I just have to point out. Y'all see the sixes?
Okay. This show is for those of you
see the sixes?
that are in the chat. That video, both my videos of Martin Luther King. I'm gonna go over here. We're gonna be real specific about it right now. Shout out to everybody on MX Network. Hey Denise. Hey Jordan. Hey Randall. Let's go look at something real quick.
Yeah, my apologies, but yeah, I feel like if you throwing up the sixes, you part of the program.
Don't get silent tonight. I'm gonna need y'all to not pull that punk stuff. Don't get quiet, because on the MLK video where I spoke my mind, how about the one where I didn't cuss at all and I just gave y'all facts and I played clips and I left y'all nice little links in the description for y'all to go and watch the full videos to educate yourself. What about that video?
Oh yeah, this is also for commentary use only. Fair use, commentary.
In that video, y'all left over 600, almost 700 comments. Y'all had a lot to say. Don't get quiet today. What you waiting for? I'm just for y'all.
But once again, though, these are all your supporters. I mean, shit. Supporters have a right to feel some type of way. I mean, whether it's valid or invalid.
The video that I did when I woke up looking crazy in my pajamas and cussed everybody out for y'all ignorant comments in my comment section, y'all left 1,200 comments. But y'all don't got nothing to say tonight. Y'all all gonna run. And then there's people here talking about what I will not let you do. Let's be clear. You ain't never let me do nothing. Now, you might have tried to say that real nice, ma'am, for the lady who ever said that to me, but you ain't never let me do nothing. You know, I always say, y'all like me, and the truth that I tell, until I tell the truth, you don't want to hear.
Hey, I'm not even gonna lie. I agree with her. Facts is facts. I mean, certain truths hurt feelings. It is what it is. People claim they want to hear the truth. But when they hear the truth, and especially when it's about them, their feelings get hurt. I don't know. It's a double-edged sword.
Why is it that y'all like Michi until I tell the truth you don't want to hear and it's hard for you to hear, huh? You like all the truths that Michi speak until I tell you something that you don't want to hear. I didn't say nothing. I didn't lie and say nothing about Martin Luther King. I didn't lie at all. I noticed that none of y'all, except for one person, Diane, has been back here from the moment I came back into the show. She's been back here the whole time. She's been waiting so she could speak her piece. And I'm going to let her speak her piece. And I will tell you, for all of the people out there, you're not going to come up here and get cussed out by me. Talk to me with some respect, and I'm going to talk to you with some respect. What you're not going to do is come up here and talk to me crazy.
Hey, but for the record, she is a profanity artist. I don't know how to say that, but yeah, she used profanity as an art form, as a form of art.
You think I'm gonna talk to you nice, but we can have a conversation. I don't know what the hell y'all running for. Y'all have so much to say, but now y'all running. What you running for? We can have a respectful conversation. Y'all have watched me do these shows. I don't do them a lot. Do I ever go off on anybody? Have I ever cussed anybody out? Even the people who come up here and try to cuss me out, I laugh at your ass and I drop you back down. So at the end of the day, there's nothing to be scared of. Come up here, click the link, say your piece. If you think I'm wrong, I'm open to hear how I'm wrong. But what you're going to say to me is you're going to refute the facts. So I see two people in the back. Shout out to Logic. I see you back there, brother. I'm going to bring you up in a moment. But let me say this to y'all, okay? Let's just go over this again. If you're going to come up here and you're going to talk to me and you're going to tell me I'm wrong, I will hear that I am wrong. Absolutely, okay? But what you're going to do then is you're going to address, right, the things that I have said. You're not going to come up here with a bunch of emotion. I need you to address what I've said. So let's go back over that again. First of all, some of y'all came in here and said to me, and y'all say this every year when I have this conversation, you said that it's disrespectful for me to talk about Martin Luther King and him having affairs with white women. That's what y'all told me. Well, I showed y'all actual video of a clip and a picture of Martin Luther King's white girlfriend when he was in college. Now, I could care less if he had a white girlfriend or not. I'm just proving to those of you that said that that's slander in his name. He wasn't with white girls. He was with a white girl before he ever met Coretta. So show me where I'm wrong. Show me where I'm wrong because it's documented. It's documented, and I left y'all all of the links to watch.
Oh no. I think it's about talking about a person while they dead, so they're not able to defend themselves. I think that's the part where she's wrong at. I mean, because if you're talking about a person who's dead, they can't defend themselves. So, I mean, the proof is out there, I guess, pictures, whatnot. But yet again, the person is dead. So they can't defend themselves at all. Even if the facts, even if what we think are facts, may not be the actual truth. I mean, considering from the dead person's perspective.
Y'all argue with me, and some of y'all came in the comment section and you said, you wasn't living back then. It was bad in the South. All these kids was in one room shacks going to school, and it was bad. So I had played a video the day before of a documentary who said that wasn't the case. Y'all said to me, well, that's Atlanta, that was Detroit. What about down south? So I left a link in the video and showed a small clip, and you could have watched the whole video of actual footage from back in the South in 1950, where Black people in the South actually had better schools, better education, their own municipalities, their own police, their own situations, and their children were more educated and actually had better schools than the white kids. Now, if you're going to say being in one room was a bad thing, that's how the fuck school was back then. We got 30 kids in one room today in the classroom. That Black folks was fine doing their own thing. So if you're going to come up here and tell that, then tell me where I'm wrong when I told you that Black folks had more before integration and we were better off segregated. You're going to have to show me where I'm wrong. Then I want you to come up here and refute to me. I left you an amazing clip of a man that is alive today, Dr. Claude Anderson, 5 years ago, not yesterday, 5 years ago, he did an interview on The Breakfast Club. The link was there for you to see it. And he said that when the civil rights movement came about, he said that his family from 1920, I believe it was, that they actually owned over 500 buses. His family. He said that there was no need for a bus boycott because they had buses all across the nation. He said that when Martin Luther King riled up the people, they said, we want to ride on white buses. Wasn't that what integration was about? Want to be accepted by white people? Because having your own shit wasn't good enough. Some of y'all are still old enough. Y'all was in the civil rights movement. I know my mama was 5 when Martin Luther King got shot. So some of you niggas is in the chat and you probably still alive. So tell me that wasn't enough? Y'all needed the white man bus? Dr. Claude Anderson said out of his own mouth that it was the civil rights movement that killed his family's bus company. If you went and watched the whole clip that I left for you to watch, he also said at that time all across the nation that we had Black movie theaters. Not just one, but many. They had the buses. They had a whole lot of Black stuff. They had their own mechanics. They did their own thing. They did not go to the other people's communities. We did everything for ourselves. And he literally said that integration messed that up. On that same interview, he also said Obama didn't do shit, and he didn't use the word shit because he don't talk like me, but he said Obama didn't do shit for the Black community. So y'all get offended when I say this stuff. Maybe you should go listen to Dr. Claude Anderson say this. So again, if you're going to come up here and you're going to tell me where I'm wrong, we can have a respectful conversation. Matter of fact, I've been in front of my computer all day. I just got finished teaching a class, and I've been doing stuff all day in front of this damn computer, answering emails, editing videos. I really don't care to argue with nobody right now. So if you come up here talking to me crazy, I'm probably just going to click your ass out of the studio because I'm not even in the mood right now. But we can have a conversation. So if you come up here and tell me I'm wrong, be prepared to have a real conversation about why I'm wrong. Address the things that I brought up, showed you proof of, and then we can talk. If you gonna come up here in your emotions, you might as well keep that shit and stay in the comment section. Go back over to one of the videos and leave some more emotional comments that's 5 paragraphs long. That I'm never
Yeah, I'm gonna skip through a little bit of this.
gonna read. He be going off on Anton Daniels and stuff. I don't see your videos in a while. They deleted your page, what they did to you, Mike TV. Because I ain't seen you in a minute. They is not pushing you through that. Close it out. And you'll still be in the studio with us, so close out the YouTube, whatever tab that is.
Kind of like hard, because all I see at the mic.
Microphone is on, so it might be one of y'all, because I heard myself echo in the background. Maybe we good now? Okay, everybody is muted. Okay.
Winston-Salem was one. Affordable for people to live over there. I've since then moved away, but I tell my kids that I'm proud of where I came from because it was a lot of Black people that I had to look up to. I took your business class, and I do the affiliate marketing now, and it helps me do stuff. And that was one of the things in my life that I saw other Black people being entrepreneurs that made me become an entrepreneur. My mom was an entrepreneur. She owned many different businesses. She started off owning a plant shop, and then she ended up owning a daycare, and that afforded me not to pay for daycare. And she named the daycare after my daughter. I don't see a lot of people that want to go into business anymore, and everybody wants to do things. You know, it's okay to have a job, but I feel like just segregation.
Yeah, it's okay to have a job. Yeah, it's okay to have a job, but the point is, the main goal is to be an entrepreneur, self-sufficient, self-efficient, self-driven, determination to not work for somebody else, but determination to build your own, have your own.
I mean, integration didn't do us any good. We're basically hustling backwards now, and none of our money stays in our community anymore.
Do you think? Let me say, I want to say thank you to the Don Samuel for the super chat. I don't want to forget these people, but then I want to ask you a question. And anybody on the panel, feel free to jump in. And shout out to Curly Girl. Thank you very much for the super sticker as well. Somebody said that this man gave his life for us, and we didn't even give $1 for the movement.
He got time for that, man.
Shout out to let me see. Okay, he gave a super chat again. I seen it this time. Shout out to 780 says, so basically ninjas got Stockholm syndrome. Absolutely, they do, because they upset, I guess. And thank you for the super chat. So let me ask you then, when you saying all of that, do you feel like at that?
I just want to say this. I don't know. People might not be Bible believers. I don't know. But in the Bible it says, look at Judas and Jesus. That's all I gotta say. They both were Black. Judas sold out Jesus for money. A Black person sold out another Black person for money. Malcolm X stood up for Black people. But yet again, The narrative. Black people love money. They would do anything for money.
Time for a person to come in and say we are so destitute that we need to integrate with white people. That don't seem suspicious to you, knowing that we were doing good. I mean, the civil rights movement has always been portrayed like we was being whipped every day, we was being hung every day, we wasn't allowed to have our own stuff, we was poor and living in one-room shacks, and black folks didn't have nothing. Our kids was uneducated because they couldn't get no schooling, because they wouldn't let them go to school, because we couldn't drink from white water fountains, we was thirsty all the time, because we couldn't eat at white restaurants, we was hungry all the time. Like, that's the way they portrayed it. So for somebody that lived in that time and he knew that that was the case, you don't think that that's kind of weird that he came and was like, we so destitute and made a problem where it wasn't a problem, and his solution was for us to integrate, knowing we would leave all of our stuff behind?
Hey, yo, Michi.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this Fonzie. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead. Anybody can answer.
Oh, okay. I always wondered why you never said one thing and just stood on it. Like I said what I said. Like, I think I heard you.
On what I said.
Wait a minute. Like, you always have the need to clarify yourself when you said what you said the first time. Like, I've been rocking with you for many moons. I'm March 3rd, 1976. Yes. You always said, I already heard it. I didn't even need to hear about what you had to say about the Martin Luther King thing. I already knew what it was gonna be. I've already heard it already. You can already stand on it. And if people don't just accept it for what it is, then I'm not supposed to keep explaining myself. I don't do that. I'm gonna stand on it.
No, I'm not explaining myself. And standing on it just simply means is that I'm not going to change what I said. I meant what I said. Now, you have to understand, for me, my plight is a little different. I don't necessarily come on YouTube just to hear myself talk. I'm actually very much an introvert. And if it was up to me, I would just stay in my house and not talk to anybody. And matter of fact, when I'm not online, that's kind of how my household works. I don't go nowhere for days and weeks on end and don't watch TV and talk to the people in my house. So I am trying to educate our people, and there are people who get upset. But when I said what I said the first time, I felt there were so many other receipts that I could have brought. And when my comment section showed me, there was a lot of people who agreed, but there were a lot of people who disagreed. And their reason just seemed to be very ignorant, meaning they just didn't know. So I said, well, let me bring another video and let me bring some receipts to prove what I'm saying. So for me, my whole goal is to enlighten our people and to make them aware. Some people are not going to receive what you give them no matter what. You can lead the water to the horse, but you can't make them drink. But at the same time, I do believe that even out of all the people talking junk, there are some people that did not know the information that I gave, because there were some people in the chat also like, well, dang, I ain't mad like the other folks, but I didn't know all of this about Martin Luther King. So for me, it's about bringing truths, whether that's about MLK, the government, or anything else. So when I say I'm standing on something, it's not that I won't repeat myself, it's that I'm not going to change what I said. So that's my
Yes, ma'am. I just want to say, Michi, I love you. You are a powerful black female. You scare me sometimes, but you'll put me back in. Stop being a punk ass nigga. Get on your goddamn business. That scares me into doing the right thing. I got MREs. I got generators. Keep doing what you doing, mama. Scare niggas into doing what they gotta do. And I don't have a woman, but kick me into the right direction. I appreciate everything you do. Kick me into the right direction. I appreciate what you do. I'll let everybody else talk. I just want to say that thank you. You're the best.
Thank you so much, brother. I want to say I'm proud of you for being prepared, getting all that stuff. It always made me happy. That's why I keep talking about stuff, because in the long run, people don't always listen to me.
I like it. I like that comment. that person was cool. He's right. I mean, she provokes people into the right direction. She provokes thought. She initiates thought. Yeah, that was a dope. That was a dope comment.
First time, or the second time, or the third time. But I'm happy when I hear y'all tell me y'all prepared and y'all got all of these things in y'all life. And that makes me happy because that means that when I'm talking, it's making a difference. So I'm proud of you, brother, and I love you back. I thank you for loving me. I really appreciate the love that y'all have for me. It gives me
Please keep on doing it. Please keep on doing it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, let me tell you, first of all, I want to say thank you so much because you give me the courage to be a hard ass on some of these people around me because people kind of get complacent and then they start to go back into the old ways. But we're not going to let you forget what they did this last 4 or 5 years. We're not going to let you forget what they did back then. We're not going to let you forget the people that they purposely and intentionally brought to us to keep these things going on. And Martin Luther King was a part of us coming into this contract era and bringing all of our information with these newly found social security numbers and birth certificates that created these bonds and contracts and things that they've been actually benefiting off of this whole time, robbing everybody blind and then having everybody think that
You heard what she just said? Creating bonds and contracts off of your birthright.
Else to look over here, look over there, and he was a Mason. So of course we know that whole concept comes with this whole Dule and all the rest of the whole society that thought that they were separate, but obviously they're a part of this problem, but they're not realizing it because they're not seeing it from the perspective of the people at the so-called bottom, which are more spiritually connected than they are.
Absolutely. I guess the reason why I'm so offended, let me say this too, about the concept of the Martin Luther King thing is because when people say he got assassinated for what he was trying to do, I want you to understand the ramifications of how many Black people have died, live in poverty, are strung out on drugs. We are living below the poverty level. We own the least amount of businesses. We are the least educated. Do you understand the one life that he was that y'all keep screaming at me about? Not you, but I'm just saying for the people who don't understand this, do you know how many lives he destroyed? His life is not something I give a damn about enough that he is owed so much respect when he destroyed all of us. Do people realize the ramifications of what he did? You know, I guess that's my thing. But you're right. It's like I don't understand how people don't see that. I don't understand that because he was one man. But how many Black people has he destroyed because of his actions? So his life matter, but the millions of lives that Black people have had destroyed don't matter. All the drug addicts we see now, all the brothers that's felons, everybody that can't get jobs, because you wanted to integrate us, all of our Black kids that are graduating from high school and they're illiterate with a high school diploma and they don't know how to read and they can't get jobs, and now they're building prisons based on 4th grade reading level of inner city kids. Our Black babies in the 4th grade, they building prisons, getting ready for them because they can't read. That was not the case before the civil rights movement. And had we stayed on the path we were on, we would not be in the position we are in today. So, yeah, that shit pisses me off when people bring that stuff up. So, I mean, I completely agree with you. And y'all got y'all mics, so I mean, y'all can unmute your mics, but go ahead, y'all can jump in the conversation right now.
Salute, y'all. What's going on? Peace, peace. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for me having me back on the platform again, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Feel very, very appreciated. You know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah, my bad. All the coughing and stuff. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm drinking, smoking. And plus, I'm in San Bernardino, California. It's raining right now. And I got the doors open because I love it when it rains. Crazy. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to be coughing a lot. My bad. Here we go.
You know, she was just cooking, man. That she's absolutely right. You was absolutely right, man. What is the last speech he was talking about? He integrated himself into a burning us into a burning building. He was also talking about a little bit before he died. He was talking about the land grants and a lot of this stuff that these immigrants got. You see what I'm saying? That we wasn't getting. You see what I'm saying? And see, there's a lot of stuff that King and see they put certain stuff in the school and they put certain stuff, quote unquote, about his legacy, quote unquote. For us, you know what I'm saying, to see on the forefront, but the real speeches and the real messages when he was talking about empowering us, they don't put that in there at all, and that's all by design. It's all for a reason. It's like they branded whatever they want to, the information that they wanted us to know. You see what I'm saying? Be put out there by them. They wanted that. They put that out there. It's all marketing, man. It's all marketing. It's brainwashing tactics. Like I said before, Edward Bernays, engineering consent. You see what I'm saying? But like she was saying, the sister was saying he was a Mason. Yeah. When he was saying that speech, I've been to the mountaintops. That was a Masonic term right there. So
the man that wrote his poem was a communist, and all of his speeches was written. They thought he was stupid. Now I want everybody when all of his files are released, right? In the next 45 days, we're gonna do another show. If y'all tired of hearing about MLK, oh well, because it's another show coming. When the FBI release all his files, we gonna read them.
Can I say something? I wanted to say the reason why he was very, this like he said, it was a market, why he very accepted by the people.
I just want to say, shit. I'm surprised they haven't released the files already, but I don't know nothing about it. I'm just saying, I'm surprised they haven't released files, period. But I guess now is the time for the government to start releasing files. So if they're releasing files, I think they should be releasing them on everybody. So with that being said is we can look up any and everybody if they're releasing files, right? It's just, I don't know. It's just a thought.
People is because he had that Baptist thing where people are so driven by emotion, made them feel emotional. But one of his speeches I was listening to, and I was like, at the end, that part, black kids and white kids and all those people can come together and say free at last. White kids is already free. They're gonna be saying free at last, thank God Almighty, free at last. You already free. We're the ones that's not free.
And you know, he didn't write that speech. So those were not even his words, and that was not even his dream.
You gotta